700 islands wrapped in turquoise dreams. Every voice matters, every soul redeems. With a heartbeat broadcasting truth across the waves. Information, liberation. This is how a nation stays. From Andros to Abaco, a love at a Grand Bahama shore. We're reaching every family, knocking on every door. Not just talking policy, baby, we're changing lives. When social service meets compassion, that's when hope survives. We speak your language, we know your name. Through the airwaves, through the struggle, we remain. Building bridges over water, building trust on solid ground. The Bahamas ministry, where love and justice can be found. We are islands of care in an ocean of need. Planting faith like coconut trees, watching future succeed, watching them grow. Broadcasting truth, serving hearts, making sure you're heard. The Bahamas rises together when we honor every word. This is more than ministry, baby. This is sacred ground. When social services meet heaven, that's when grace abounds. Ooh.
Oh my. What? The plug. This is the plug. Don't you think this is beautiful? Oh my goodness. You know, I just want to welcome you to a special program to know that the DNA in you and I is the DNA of greatness. It doesn't matter where you are, where you start, you have an opportunity to go as far as you can see. As a matter of fact, you can only go as high as you think. Now here, I want you to meet Miss Megan Lewis. Why is she so special? Because, you know, at the age of 17, she became dependent on social services. My goodness, I have to, first of all, let me talk about this a little bit. Honey, did you design this?
Yes, I put it all together myself. And a few ideas of online with Pinterest, but most likely me. Most of it me.
Well, you know, you did a phenomenal job. I don't know, I don't want to take over your place, but I guess we can sit down. I'm getting younger. Okay. Let's sit down right here. Right? Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
Well, come in the corner, you can get
all right, fine. Child, she know how to turn things around. Look. So listen, this is a part of your vision. This is your second location.
Yes, this is. Yeah, I opened up this location after the hurricane, and the previous location got damaged with some, and so I just had to relocate. So this is actually my second location. I've been here only a year, but I've been a salon owner from I graduated out of a support group we had here in 8 Mile Rock, headed by Social Service Department, to name Regina Green, Miss Cooper, and Miss Minnis. So I had a shop from then, and now it is 2018, and I had that shop up to the storm. I can't remember exactly, the storm, and then I opened this up in last year. So it's been 8
When you talk about the storm, Dorian?
Yes, Dorian.
Well, you know, you were on social services at 17.
Yeah, 18 exactly. 18 exactly. I was on social. Okay, let me give you a little back history if you don't mind. My name is Megan. I was born and raised in 8 Mile Rock by a phenomenal woman, strong mother. She was a single mother, but strong woman. And when I said, I would not lie and say I was struggling when I was younger. My mom worked hard. She supplied. She made sure we were safe. And she was present. I never lacked nothing in no avenue, not even food.
How many brothers and sisters?
I had 4 siblings. 4 siblings, but me and my little one, and the one above me. So 3 lived in the home because my older 2, they were way older than us. So it was only us 3. And she was a maid, but like I said, she's a phenomenal woman, strong woman. She took care of us. But me, being raised by a single mom who working jobs, working hours, we tend to be home alone normally. And I got into some stuff when I was rebellious to
Give me some glimpse into what you got into.
like hanging out late, alcohol, smoking, and boys.
Smoking marijuana, smoking cigarettes.
Well, at the time it was marijuana, and then boys, and I was just rebellious. And like I said, even though she was strong.
When you say boys, you were promiscuous, or you had a boyfriend, or you had more than one?
I had a boyfriend. A boyfriend who was way older than me at that time, definitely. I had a boyfriend. So like I said, I was persistent, and not persistent in a good way. So I fall right in. I started having sex with 15, and I'm saying that I ain't that my mom didn't instill certain things in me. Now that she had told me that, Megan, go get educated, you learn your work. When it comes to boys, she taught me all that. But I'm saying that my mom worked a lot.
So she wasn't there.
She wasn't there.
She had to work more than one job.
Because she was a singer, she's providing for kids on her own. And when you get caught up with peers, you get different influences. And although my mom told me home, Megan, stay focused, do what you gotta do, I still went and do my own thing. That's why I started it. I told my mom, I didn't lack nothing. Everything what happened to me in my early teen is because of rebellious and being curious.
But you also talked about something that's very serious and important. You talked about you battled with mental health, and you made a very accurate statement. We seem to have mental health stigmatized. We're ashamed, we don't talk about it. Speak to that a moment.
Yeah, because when I lost the baby, like I say, I'm 15. My mom, to be honest, she might have been relieved that her 15 years not having a baby, but I battled with that. Like how they just brushed me aside when I went, and they told me that the baby's not, they don't have no heartbeat. They just sent me to the hospital and let me have the delivery there, not the DNC. And it's like no one asked me how I felt. No one.
How did you feel?
I was devastated. Because although I was pregnant, like I guess I'm a child, so I'm thinking with a child mind, thinking this baby is a doll, a toy, realize the responsibility it carries. So that still affect me. And even after I done healed and had the baby, I was depressed. I was really depressed. I was like, why me? And then I had to still go back with the other girls who's still pregnant. Because even though I lost my baby, I still have to go through the program. So I there looking at them still pregnant, still there, and I just pondering like,
so having a baby in your mind was like having stripes?
Yes, yeah, and especially the environment I was in outside of my mom, like that was like a normal teenage pregnancy, like. So I was like, okay, if I have a baby,
You didn't feel a part of the community of single parents?
Yes, and I ain't a woman, I know my own baby. So I was persistent, and that's why I told you back to how I even get where I am today. I was persistent to get pregnant again. Even though I got into high school, my mind was just get pregnant again. And I did fall pregnant, but 2 years later, I was 17. Yeah, 17. I was working a little job because I dropped out of school.
At what age?
I dropped out, I was in a grade 12. I did my own 1 semester in grade 12. Because like I said, after I got pregnant in grade 10, I did a full 11, and half a grade 12, I said, no, I am not into this. Because, I have a mission to get pregnant. And I dropped out of school, so I got a little job at City Market, working a couple hours there, and I did fall pregnant at 17, and had my daughter, which is my oldest daughter now. I had her.
How old is she now?
She is 16. Very bright girl. I'm talking about her, but I had her, and that's when the real life hit. That's what they say, Mom, you see what love's so red for. That's when life really hit. Now I have a little baby, the factor. The dad is, he don't have a small kid. So he don't have the responsibility. I have to get up, I have to go feed her, I have to provide for her, and I have to get to work. That means bus, babysitter, and like I said, my mom was strong, she all supported me. And but
Is your mom alive?
she's alive. She's still alive. But I am my own now. With all these other things, I thought baby just having a baby, just dressing it up, putting clothes on it. But no, Megan, when it's sick, when you go to work to make money to feed her, who's going to watch her? And when she goes to the nursery, she needs supplies. So that became a challenge, and it wasn't as bad because it was challenge, but it wasn't as really bad when I had my twins, because my mom helped me with the one daughter. But instead of me, like I say, with my mind and getting and elevating and growing, I went another, got pregnant again, and this time with twins. And my oldest daughter wasn't even one, barely one.
These are different men?
Yes.
Well, I want to get to social services because I think your story, it would seem like it applies to so many, because you see a single parent with a child, then 2, then 3, then 4, and now it seemed to, and I want to get to your life on the welfare line, but just before we go there, because I'm trying to think, what is this mindset that you seem to have had, but you have shifted a paradigm shift in that now you're thriving and you're off the dependency line. But I'm trying to figure out, when we see parents abandoning their little kids, throwing the baby in the bush, leaving their twins in a car with the cars open, hitting the body of a child against buildings. What is that mental condition when there is this desperation in your observation, in your experience, because you said you were in a community of pregnant women? Explain to us what this mindset is that drives this kind of horrifying behavior.
To be honest, what I feel it is, so it rooted in abandonment issues. And because me personally, I feel like if I had a baby for this boy, he's going to stay. He's going to value me. He's going to like me because we have this big commitment together. And I think that is the culture down in where, or at least never say culture, that's what it was at me at that time. And so that's why I was so persistent to have these children for these men. And then if we found a man, if he like us, okay, I need to have a child for him to make him stay. Because we had this thought that having children for men, or the guy who seems interested in you, that he's going to stay. And like I said, I think that rooted in the father figure not being present and showing us love. So a guy shows us love and shows what maybe a father should have shown from the break. We'd be like, okay, I gotta hold this, I gotta keep this, I can keep this. But my small mindset at that time, or ignorant mindset, okay, the freest thing I could do, or cheapest thing I could do, go get pregnant, or give him a baby, give my body to him. I think it's about me personally, and the circle I was in, and the friends I had at that time, that was definitely our mindset, and that's what it was stemmed from. We wanted to secure our meal ticket, and which is the guy who loved us, showing us love and giving us money. And like I say, in my case, I didn't really had to, because my mom was a strong one, but I wanted to fit in. I was looking for love. My father wasn't really in place. And I had outside influences when it came to that aspect with sex, boys, men, and family life.
You struck on something I'd never forget. As I was a journalist, you probably weren't born yet, and I used to cover the mother of our nation, Dame Marguerite Penley, and I remember she worked with the Red Cross. She was very passionate about that, and one early morning we were called out to an assignment for Red Cross because there was this single mother who left her children like 6 o'clock in the morning to go to Potter's Key Dock to get some fish. She left the candles on. She'd just come home from work and thought she would slip out before her children got up. Well, they got up before she returned, and apparently they were playing with the lantern, and it tipped over and burned the whole house down with her children. It was such a devastating thing for me, but I couldn't resist the temptation to ask the question, why did you leave your little children in the house? and how come you have so many? I think it was something like 4 or something. And she said she had come home from work and they didn't have anything to eat for the last few days. And every time she had a baby for one man, is this still true?
Yes.
He would say, well, I'm not going to have helping, I don't have the responsibility to help your child
Yes, ma'am.
unless you have one for me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's the same way. The library says nothing new under the sun. Exact. Because like I said, if you meet a guy, he show you interest, and especially me. Even when I had my daughter, like I said, me and her father didn't work out at that time. So I met another guy, which is my twin's father, and he's helping me with her. And I am not working. I am a 17-year-old with a 1 year shy, a couple months old baby, and he's doing things, like I said, for me, what I feel is love. And
Doing things like what?
giving me money, taking me out, saying nice, doing nice gestures, and taking me out on little dates, and helping me with my daughter, and things of that sort, and giving me back to them, financially supporting me. That's the main thing. And like I said, being a young girl with an ignorant mindset, I felt that was a big deal, and what I should do, secure the bag, which is up, and at that time, get pregnant by him. But this time I got pregnant with 2.
Is that all you have? 3?
4. I have 4 kids.
How old is the youngest?
The youngest is 10.
I wonder, we're going to continue this conversation, but when we come back, we're going to talk about her journey on social services, the food program, and how she got off. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a moment.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting is partnering with the Bahamas Christian Council to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals.
Let's unite for a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
I'm sure you'll agree with me, this is a riveting story, and I can't thank you enough for being so transparent. This is what we need in our country. None of us are perfect. We all have a history. We should never let our past hold our future hostage. And so I just want to I just feel like telling you I love you on this air today, and you have so much personality. Mm-hmm. But you ended up at 17 on social services.
18 to be correct. I was 18, so now I'm 18. 18 shy, I'm 19 with 3 kids and 3 in Pampas. 1 year old and change, and my twins about a few months, and life really hit. Because like I said, the little backbone I have my mom, it's too much now. And the twins I had to secure, the father, the man, he's no longer there. He's no longer there. So I'm a single mother in her mother's house with 3 kids, working a job. I don't have a car. I have to catch bus, and I have to work these shifts in the night where I have to hike back and forth from Freeport into 8 Mile Rock, getting from the city. It was a lot. And one day I literally didn't have nothing to give them. And I got up and I said, let me go to social service. Let me go social service and let me go get one emergency coupon because I need to get something for them need. And I went in social service, you sit down, do the regular process, put your name, your ID, and I went and the social worker called me up. And that's when my life changed completely. And she called me up and she gave my interview with Gina Green. She gave my interview asking me the questions, Father, my children, basic procedure, and she said, Miss Lewis, she said, I can give you this coupon, right? This emergency coupon, but what you want to do? Our first question she asked me, she said, what you want to do? I said, what you mean by what I'm do? She said, what you want to do? What you want to do more than this? What you want to do? I say, I like doing hair. I said, I like doing hair. I said, I sit down and do my own hair because, I can't get my hair do. I got 3 children. And she said, I have one little group. It's small. Mark's Women Support Group. She said, how you feel about going back to school to push that passion? I said, school? I said, I can't go to school. I got to work to take it. She said, come to one meeting. And I thought about it, I said, maybe you can't go to meeting. You can't have no school. You can't do anything. You have 3 children. You have to feed them. But I still, she took my number, and she was more persistent than me, actually. She called me. She said, Miss Lewis, I have a meeting. I can't remember exact day. I think it's be on Thursdays. I could be wrong. And she said, I have a meeting. She said, I want you to come. And I battled with it. I said, I got to work for 2 o'clock. But I said, anyway, let me go. I started going. I went and I go into that first meeting. And she had a person there speaking to the meeting, and it touched me. And from then, I keep going to the meetings, and from that social service group and them phenomenal women, like I say, that impacted me. They supported me. They sent me to BTBI. She said, we can send you to BTBI, but just government funded. But they did a lot of things outside me personally. It became like it really was his name, a Maroc Women Support Group. And they sent me to BTBI. And I in beauty school, and they helped me along the way. They taught us etiquette, how to carry ourselves, life outside of our kids. And even though we have kids, because this other mother said, even though you have other kids, you could be more. And not just being like these cliche terms, you could be more than this. And it's more than just having babies and even if you do make that mistake, you could pick up yourself. And I took that. And like I said, it's span over months, this group. I went to school, I pushed, and even when I had times we would ride, sometimes it's green, social service. This is actually the whole 8 Mile Rock social service department. I don't even just want to single her out, because you have Miss Cooper, you have Mr. T, all of them in this, and Miss Minister Jim, and all of them supported me. And every time I come with an idea, I say I want to open up a salon. I in beauty school, I want to open up a salon, and they said, go do it, Miss Lewis. We will stir you and help you with the knowledge and the business plan, the proposal, everything I needed to do. They guide me on that same 8 Mile Women Support Group. But I know I sell them a coupon and still getting monthly assistance with food, because like I said, I'm building myself up. I go into school. And then I got so full-time in school where I started doing a little hair, because she encouraged me on the side before I got professional at my own salon, doing little house calls and stuff like that. I quit my little city market job because the Maroc Women Support Group, she said, I'm going to come get my hair done. And like I said, where we had that sisterhood, we supported each other. And from then, I just built. So I quit my city market job and was doing a little hair on the side while I was going to BTVI full time. And when I got to BTVI, when they gave me the opportunity, I met another phenomenal woman, my instructor, Miss Umbrista. That's who really set me up the way I was. She's like, you want to be a stylist? You don't have to be just a stylist. You could be a cosmetologist.
But you know what I'm seeing here? Your company gives you a glimpse of your future.
Yes.
You hung out with young people who had no vision, no dream about the future. Mm-hmm. And all they considered was what they wanted to do today. Lay down with man, sound like.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But when you shifted your company, when you met Miss Green and Miss Umbrista, and what?
When I met Miss Green and Miss Umbrista, like I said, Miss Umbrista opened a different part of it. Like, she helped mold me the thing that, come with this thinking, Megan. You could send your children to off the private school. Right under this, don't just think this is a low entry job. You could build your home on this, Miss Lewis. You could travel by yourself. You could retail. So she gave me that influence in that department. So being my little own entrepreneur, like I say, doing hair, going to school, doing Miss Umbrista, and still in the women's support group, was able to build myself up strong and say, you know what, this is it for welfare. I don't need welfare no more. I could sustain myself, pay my bills. I could take care of my kids fully with or without the support of their father. And all because I had some strong women who took the time when they took me on as their daughter and supported me and educated me. And me, let me not just say it or put it all on them, my drive to say, Megan, you have girls. You know, they sometimes still think a little bit like teenagers, but you know what teenagers just go through with mothers not being present, and that's why I'm the mother that they do. I say, I don't have no more generation to repeat this cycle. Megan, you have to sacrifice, you have to push. And that's why I said, okay, I'm gonna give my girls the best education so they can know how to speak. They get opportunities. And that's why I said, you know what, I gotta push, I gotta save, I gotta work hard. I gotta carry myself different because I want the cycle to end. Not another teenage pregnancy or another daughter thinking that getting a boyfriend or having a man, that the world is up there. You could be the rich man or some our parents said go get. And that too, I had to say, well, Megan, you have to uprise yourself. You can't stay here and just think. So with that and the influence of social service, like I keep going back to social service because they were the footstool. Because if Miss Green didn't just say, you approved for this coupon and let me go on to the door, I don't know where I would been today.
Greatness is in you. Greatness is in all of us. I just want to stay here with you and talk some more, but we must be able to come back to say just 30 seconds. We're going to come back and we're going to meet some other people who came from the pit to the palace. And you inspire me because greatness is in all of us. And all great things begin small. You persevered. You are now able to live without the coupons at social services. What do you say as you see to inspire the men and women there? 30 seconds. What would you say?
Don't give up. It might sound cliche, but don't give up. Keep pushing. And that nudging would keep you stuck. Move forward. And not what at the situation you're in. Don't look at it now, look ahead. Look ahead. You have to look ahead.
Let's look ahead together. We'll be back in a moment. Let me tell you something. You can't see it, but I am amazingly full. This has been an experience at Sherry's on the West Side. Can I tell you, I can't stop telling you. My mother, Miss Bartlett, was born here in West End. We're here in West End. But I'm not going to talk her business behind her back. I'm going to talk her business in front of her face. She's behind the camera. She said she has never eaten lobster shell in her life. That's how good. Sherry! Oh my goodness. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here all the way in the West End, I say, at Sherry's on the West Side. And I've met Dr. Bartlett, and she's amazing. But she says that I haven't made lobster salad in a while. And I made that for her, and she is amazed. That's why I'm here on her camera.
Let me tell you something. I'm still amazed. If it didn't look like greed, I'll ask her to make another one. So since we're here for a couple of days, let me tell you something. You come down here to Sherry's on the West Side, and if you think I'm joking, my experience is the same as Margot's experience. Look here. You see? Look at them.
I am so appreciative you all coming down here, and especially on a Friday. Just want to let everyone know we're not open just on weekends. We open from Tuesday. We'll actually open up every day. If you call me at my number 646-1452 and you say that you want to have a meal, trust me, Sherry's on the West Side will make that for you. So come on down. From the West Side, if you're coming from Nassau and you're at the airport, just call me. Your meal will be ready time you reach.
I can testify. All right. Tomorrow you're going to see us in another segment, and we're going to have some ice cream. I hear they spice it up a little bit. And we're going to see how social services continue to impact and transform lives. We are the heartbeat of the nation. Welcome back. What a powerful experience and testimony from Megan Lewis. We are absolutely having what I call a hootie tootie time in Freeport, Grand Bahama. And while we are having some more fun with the hospitality of the people of Grand Bahama, it reminds me of who a Bahamian really is. Hospitable. I love the culture. We had some lobster salad. Oh my God, best lobster salad in the world. I think we do it all better in the Bahamas. It's true. But we're at Frank's Place now. It's a small restaurant, and as we know, small businesses are the foundation of any society. And social services, without having any hurrah about it in the past, we thought we'd talk about it just for a few minutes today, because if we are going to strengthen our socio-economic environment, we do our part intentionally and unintentionally in empowering small businesses. Frank's Place is one of them that we have decided to have a meeting here with the leaders of the social services department here in Grand Bahama. You're going to meet them in the next segment. But what we are here for now is to not only meet them, and we have one of our happy social services client. Listen here, you can see he has his prosthesis and from diabetes, he lost a leg, his leg was amputated. Yeah, so we're going to talk to him in this program, in this segment, to see the great things and the opportunities you have access to, but you can only act on what you know, and sometimes you don't know the breadth and the depth of the services that we provide here in social services. But we have Keno out, and he good looking too. This is second generation, his father's business, his business. This is what we have to think about, generational legacy. And I was particularly excited because I'm calling names because we have to feel more comfortable with playing team. Our associate producer, Whitney Hanna, said, I know a place that serves the best ice cream in the world. I thought she was exaggerating until I had my guava cheesecake that they made, and I tell them I don't drink rum, but I eat it, so I had some Hennessy ice cream. Hey, what they talking about? So, y'all, what y'all had? What you had? You had Kahlua? How it taste? Awesome? What you had?
Vanilla.
Oh, he born by. Lord, he come all the way here with Hennessy and thing, and he had vanilla. You are world class, okay? I took a little taste of that Hennessy, and I say, hey. Tell us the vision for this business.
Well, the vision for the business right now, we've been doing cakes. We make our own cakes. We make guava duff cheesecake, pound cake, carrot cake, chocolate cake, and etc. And we make our own ice cream as well. So we plan to expand to different locations throughout the Bahamas, not just here in Freeport. We currently have 2 stores, one downtown and here, and then we have a partnering store in 8 Wild Rock. A lot of people don't know about it. It's called 2 Scoops in Hannah Hill. Miss Nuan Nesbitt, she owns that. So we're trying to move around the country as best we could. So this is the foundation part of it. But in the next 2 to 3 years, we plan to go to several islands and set up shop. Yeah.
You know, there's an entrepreneur in me as well. And for probably almost 20 years, I owned a store, PS, through Elizabeth Avenue called Debbie's Delights. And I didn't sell ice cream, I sold yogurt. Mm-hmm. And what we would do is we would go to Fox Hill and hire all the people who own dilly, soursop, all kinds of things, right? And so when we heard your place, Frank's Place, and what you did, it reminded me, it was like such an honor to be here because I understand how powerful a vision that you have, because with the guavas that you make the ice cream with and the different fruit, here now is the opportunity for you, and you are further, because we can only serve it in the cones or takeaway packages, but you actually have the huge containers like Borden's that can go into the hotels, such as you were able to build with the capacity, all them millions of tourists would come in here could taste what they have never tasted before. Hennessy, or tell us the other flavors that you make.
We have Hennessy, we make coconut rum, Guinness Stout, Kahlua. We have another flavor called honey ginger. So, and then we have guava cheesecake, what I just finished making some of, strawberry cheesecake, and just a different variety of fruits and flavors that we make. But the rum flavors are the ones that we really push and make it.
Okay, I want to ask you to make another one, fried dilly and soursop.
Yeah, we do have soursop. I didn't mention we make soursop as well, ice cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because soursop is good for cancer, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of these things that can be marketed, and sometimes the only challenge that small businesses have is the financial capacity to expand. Because even though as we sit here, you can see a steady flow of traffic, but now the more demand you have, the higher the cost. And we just partnered the other day with the Small Business Development Center. And you want to speak to that for a moment, PS, and how we help facilitate accessing funding for small businesses.
Yes, I believe when we did so through the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities. We were looking at a specific audience at that time. Instead of having that population sit at home, they are able to be contributors to their society as well, taught them skills. And now was the time to find out how can I access a little funding to get myself further. There were some persons, I believe, who may have been successful in meeting the criteria and being selected to receive grants. We moved then from that grouping on to the community of non-governmental organizations. I do not believe that it was limited simply to women, because I think you were present too. Excuse me, but it was also extended simply to all NGOs if you wanted to learn. And so in that monthly forum that is hosted by the Department of Gender and Family Affairs, they did facilitate presentations to make persons aware. About 2 International Women's Days ago, I can say that the Bahamas Development Bank also announced a grant specifically for women that would be available. So there are things in country for different pockets of the community, whether it be in general or specific. Persons simply need to be aware of that. Our task is to make sure that they are aware, and sometimes we can say that, listen, access has been provided. Why are you not doing it? It is not simply access. Sometimes you have to think that to take advantage of an opportunity, there are several steps to actually bring you to the table. Some persons are equipped to simply get to the table with that application, and others require assistance. That is where you can reach out and say, well, I really don't know. I don't think I have the skills to complete this form. I don't understand what they mean when they say I have to be incorporated or I have to go and get a business license. What do I do? While it is not our task to do it for you, we can perhaps make the necessary connections with the entities and have you lined up to sit with somebody to help you and make sure that you are able to gain access to what the government has readily provided for you to take advantage of.
Now, you just gave me a spoon, 2 little spoons to this test, and I need a couple like the rest of those kids. And I don't mind buying it. This is very good. This is just as good as any international ice cream that I had. As a matter of fact, I prefer yours. So, final words for you in terms of, does this mean anything to see all these good-looking people in here from social services?
Definitely. It's most definitely is a blessing just to have you guys with me, sharing in my ice cream that we make every day from scratch. So, and our cakes and stuff like that. So we thank you all for coming and being a part of Frank's Ice Cream and Water Depot.
What's your future look like?
The future is great, man. Once you got Christ in the vessel, you're straight. Yeah.
It's not a good way to finish this segment, because now you have to meet our social services family. But I think you all should give him a round of applause. We are very proud of you. Very proud of you. Yes, this is social services, moving you from dependency to self-sufficiency putting on to economic empowerment. We'll be back.
You can now stay in tune with all things social services on any one of our social media platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also, missed any of our Taking Social Services to the People programs? No worries. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Bahamas Heartbeat, to watch all of our programs and special content. Social services is the heartbeat of the nation, taking our clients from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
You know, he has the name of a champion wrestler. And he got the spirit. He ain't got the size now, but the size of a pebble. He got a spirit, a giant, a fighter. He has a prosthetic leg. He is one of the clients from social services that move themselves from that dependency line. We always talk about the fact that nobody was born to be a resident on the dependency line. But I want you to show Mr. Dwayne Rock. Lord, come here. This is prosthetic leg. Let's look at that. Yes. Is it comfortable?
Yes. We're getting acquainted with it, but it's going good.
What has your experience been like with social services?
I'll be honest with you, it was a pleasant surprise because, somebody told me about the fact that they do offer some assistance for amputees. And a buddy of mine also in a similar situation. And he told me about it, and I went down to the offices here and inquired, and they told me what steps I need to take and where I needed to go. And one of the things I was, to be quite honest with you, thinking, well, it's going to take a long time. But the process went very smoothly. The office from social service and everybody that had anything to do with referrals, they were all in contact with me. So the experience was pretty pleasant. I mean, like I said, it was a pleasant surprise. But, it wasn't a long, drawn-out thing. I think one of the things, too, that I have become somewhat of an advocate for now myself is to let people know, because, like I said, until my buddy recommended it to me, I had no idea that they even offer assistance for people in my situation. So anybody that I come across, I try to spread the word and, steady them where I can. Staff has been very helpful in social service, so I'm most appreciative for that.
Well, I'm very appreciative of Buddy, who made the recommendation. I don't know what Buddy's name is. Maybe you'll tell us before the program ends. What's your name?
Eleanor Williams. Eleanor Williams. I'm the Chief Social Worker for Community Support and the Supervisor for Community Support in Grand Bahama. That encompasses 8 Mile Rock, West End, Grand Freeport, and also the East End district.
Describe the challenges and the rewards of being a chief social worker.
The challenges for being a chief social worker, of course, I sit in the administrative aspect of persons who, in regards to our workers. So of course, I have, under my purview, I have roughly about 15 or more staff that I have to supervise. I would have just also been trusted in the area of seniors and disability. That would have been since December. The other chief social worker, she would have left and she was seconded onto parliamentary. So of course now all of that comes under my purview. It's rewarding because we know that persons come into the department who are in need, and we try to meet them at the point of their need.
Well, that sounds good. That sounds real good. Now, let me tell you something. There is a social worker who's a man in here, and I don't normally see men who are social workers, and I need, you know, the one thing I notice now, we have some good-looking men around here. I don't know why, I don't see no older one, oh my, no senior citizens, but all these young fellas. Look at you, you good-looking, eh? And our partner over here is your client. What was it like? Because I believe you met as the client or as the supervisor of this particular case. The efficiency that he's talking about has something to do with you as well. What was it like working with him to, for us to secure this good report?
Working with Mr. Johnson, I mean, it was a pleasure. When he came into the office and I interviewed him and I heard his story, I just wanted to, because I've worked with similar clients in this situation, and they were able to get the assistance they needed in a efficient and fast pace. So I wanted to do the same with Mr. Johnson. And when I heard his story, it was like, okay, like, this is okay, like, this is someone like who's really in need. And I saw that he needed it, and I just wanted to do my best to get him the help that he needed. And so when I got the report, when I heard his story, I did a report as fast as I could, like I think in a day or two. And I was like, this needs to get out as fast as possible so that we can get the turnaround that we needed, because we know it needed to go to Nassau, and we know the process that can take. So I just wanted to do the best that I could to work as fast as I could to get a fast response to help him, and that's what we did, and we see the success. And
give him a round of applause. You made us. You caused him to talk good about us. I mean, and we need it, right? No. So we're going to talk to the PS again, and this Miss Jody Burrows, she heads the department here. We coming to you. Don't get too comfortable, because we're coming right now. But what's your name?
My name is Vintia Hodgkins. I am a senior case aide attached to the community support area.
What are you seeing now as some of the critical social needs?
Oh, we definitely need housing. We definitely need more social workers to tackle the mountain that we're dealing with in community support right now. Because even though we do have the officers there, we are backed up. We need help. Very bad.
Oh, Lord, help. How are you helping? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Nishanda Tate. I am a social worker and office manager attached to 8 Mile Rock Community Support Division.
And what do you do there? What does that mean?
I oversee the daily functions of the 8 Mile Rock office, ensuring that officers receive the tools that they need, and clients' information and reports are relayed to our overseer, Mrs. Eleanor Williams.
What's rewarding for you?
I think the most rewarding thing is seeing that a client that comes to us in need receives the need that they're dire in need for.
P.S. and Ms. Burrows, you know, it seems that there's a common thread that for those of you who we have met, there is this interest in the welfare of the client. You can feel the enthusiasm of, what do you do to get them so motivated?
I think it's just they're just genuine with what they do. They care for people. The Department of Social Services is the department that is responsible for uplifting. I mean, in our society, we are all responsible for uplifting one another. But social services, we are a unique breed of people. And these social workers, I'm not speaking about Ms. Eleanor Williams, who's a supervisor, who does an extraordinary job. But our social workers, they are super
Exceptional.
They are super ordinary, I have to say. Yes, they go beyond, over and beyond the call of duty. When it is that Ms. Tate is calling in Ms. Williams' absence, Ms. Burrows, could you look in the system? I sent something. I need you to look at this, to touch this application, please. Mr. Williams, who I have to say, Mr. Williams, could you stop saying, I strongly recommend that? So that is a running joke that I have with him.
Just recommend it.
Yes.
So the stronger mean, I need this now.
Yes, and that is what he does. When it is that he feels we are not moving as quickly as we should, he visits my office. Ms. Burrows, this client really needs this, or this client needs to go into New Providence for medical assistance. Could you look at that application? There are certain requests that must go into New Providence, and so I have social workers behind me. Has that gone into Nassau? Could you call? Could you follow up? And I'm like, okay, if I have to do this again, I don't want my director saying, Ms. Burrows, I'm working as quickly as I can. But we do our endeavor best. The department, we are mandated, like I said again, to help the public. And it can be overwhelming at times. We are in need of course, more technical officers. But we make do with what we have. We do the best we possibly can with what we have. And every day, we overcome hurdles. And I commend our team here in Grand Bahama. And I appreciate your show coming here and bringing us to the Bahamas so that they can see what it is that we are doing here in Grand Bahama.
Well, I want you to blame the permanent secretary, but you had the coalition of the willing to come. And so that's why I say we've been having a hooty-tooty time. Just before I go to the PS as we wrap it up here, you know, you're talking about overwhelming, but you've been through about 5 hurricanes. And as I drive through the different streets, whether it's 8 Mile Rock, Freeport, West End, we've been around. It's a lot. And what was that like? Let's speak, because you know, the headlines during the hurricane, everybody is mobilized and, oh my God, in compassion for those islands affected like Abaco, particularly in Freeport. But the headlines are gone, and you don't really feel the same level of enthusiasm. What would you say to Bahamians of what it is like to go through the wrath of a hurricane, one after the next? You get the top for the last hurricane, another one comes, and another part of the roof gone, because you didn't get the last top yet. And you know, the government works, and in any system, there is mediocrity. And you're gonna have some people who are not applying their enthusiasm and not the super ordinary, like you say. But what is it like to go through the trauma and you waking yourself?
That is indeed a fact. We had quite a number of our staff, not just technical officers, because when we talk about social services, everyone automatically thinks of social workers. No, that's not it. Our staff went through the same hurricanes, the same devastation as everyone else who were impacted on the island of Grand Bahama. And despite that, they were at the C.A. Smith building, working head to head with everyone else. No matter what damages they incurred, they were there working. We've had staff who would have lost loved ones, siblings, family members during the hurricane, in particular the last hurricane, Dorian. Despite that, they were in the shelter around the clock, 24 hours, just working and working and working. And sometimes it is that we feel, people forget that we are human beings as well. But we are, we're not superhuman, we're human beings, and we have the same needs, we feel the same pain that everyone else does. I want to touch on something you said about the hurricane, the devastation and the loss. I took the holiday the other day to drive around over the bridge, and it's still depressing. It's still a depressing scene. It still depresses me every time I go through to see the ruins of what were newly built homes. And of course, we had many who were displaced, and we still have a lot of persons who were displaced. And that's why bringing this shelter, the temporary shelter that is coming on streams very, very soon, and we are really, really looking forward to it, to be able to help as many families who are displaced to just get on their feet, give them a hand up to get to the next level.
And let's talk about that as we close, P.S. The ministers touching down in Freeport now and preparing for the launch of the shelter. He likes to be behind the scenes, always says, "You'll go a front man," but he is working behind the scene. What can you share, P.S., on what social services is doing, has been doing, to really advance the quality of life for Grand Bahamians?
Well, Debbie, I can say generally, not only ending with what Assistant Director Burrows spoke about, the temporary shelter that will be coming on stream. We have consistently provided food. We've provided the assistance for health. We've also provided assistance in terms of children with who are being abused, those who have been neglected and need placement. We offer so many services, and it comes back to persons knowing what we do. I want to say here, though, a special thank you to Mr. Johnson for highlighting the work that was done by the social worker, and a special thank you to you, sir, for showing your profession how it should be done, being an exemplary employee. All of you, Grand Bahama has a set of team that honestly goes above and beyond. I can say that throughout the portfolio we see that. Not all staff will be the same, and I won't try to cover that up. There are some where the experiences persons have said has not been what it should be, and I, as the head, apologize for that experience. And I say to you, I give the assurance that we are going to ensure that staff are exposed to training, customer service. We've done it, but there is a deliberate approach now. It is intentional, that it is consistent. But the entire system is being looked at by an external team, and they are assisting us in getting to move forward to where we should be, Debbie.
This always comes to an end too soon, and now it goes by quickly. Hey, does it feel like that? And if you heard a little background noise, we are in Frank's place, and that's the telephone. Somebody would scream, and I say, "Oh, I hope they don't think we have somebody in the back there getting beat up." No. But so beautiful. I want us to give each other a round of applause one more time. And I like what you said, P.S. Let me tell you, anytime there's a principle, principles don't change, principles don't discriminate. It doesn't matter who uses it. Slack hands is brother to him who destroys. If you don't work, you don't eat. If you do not go through a process and commit and discipline ourselves to seek knowledge, and all you're getting, get knowledge. And when we remember why you and I were born, we were born to be rulers of industry. That's our purpose. We have the DNA of greatness. And through the social services, information and broadcasting, we are doing our best to provide the resources that you need. I mean, it's really a partnership between the different government agencies, because you think about the Office of the Prime Minister, they have the upskilling program, the Opportunity Hub, where you can go, if you can't afford to go to Harvard, you can go to Harvard online. And so it's a team effort.
Yes.
We are working hard. We understand that mediocrity is a friend of compromise, and we are trying to continue to raise the standard, because we know that ordinary people doing extraordinary things like we see right here is going to not only advance us and our family, as we have our focus as building stronger families, because you can't have strong nation without strong families. So it takes a team, you and I working together. Social services is indeed the heartbeat of the nation, and we are working hard to work with you so that we are not permanent residents on the dependency lane. We are moving us from dependency, self-sufficiency, and on to economic empowerment. Thank you all very much. I always enjoy working with you. Good night.
This has been a production of the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, where we move our clients from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.